Say amen, amen. Say amen. Amen. Say amen. Oh la 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 la. Amen. Our lives go better. Oh. Amen. Family go better. Oh. Amen. Everything go better. Oh. It go better. Oh. It go better. Oh. Amen. 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 Our lives go better. Oh. Family go better. Oh. Amen. It go better. Oh. It go better. Oh. Amen. 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 Woo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another edition of Mary Clinic Live. How are you today? Merry Christmas to everyone. Wow. Compliment of the season to you all. Just like that. I mean, the year is almost wrapping up. I remain your host, Raleigh and Oputi. Thank you to everyone for always joining us. Thank you for your time, for your participation. Thank you for all that you do, your comment, inviting people to the platform. Thank you, thank you. It's been a learning experience this year. I mean, it's been an expository ride. Thanks to everyone for making this happen, and happy new year in advance. I'm so glad. I'm so elated in my heart that we are the survivors of 2020. That you survived this year is by the help and by the grace of God. So congratulations to everyone who will make it to 2021. I'll quickly like to appreciate all our members. Thank you for all you did throughout the year 2020, for your participation on all our posts. Thank you for your contributions, for your time. Thank you to everyone. Also, I'd like to celebrate all our first timers and new joiners. Woo! I celebrate you all during the week. We had almost 300, about 200 and something joined us during the week. I celebrate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And all our new joiners on YouTube as well. I celebrate you all. Thank you for joining us. Please feel free to reach out to me through any of our social media platform. I thought that we will be on holiday this season. I mean, just for us to take some time off, and give people the room to reflect on many of the posts that have gone out, over the past month and in the last 1 year. But somehow, despite the fact that it's Christmas holidays, Boxing Day, I was still getting, messages from people inboxing me issues, still trying to attend to one or two people. And, because this is what we have been called to do. You cannot say, oh, I'm on holiday or I can't attend to it. So we just had to still listen, to those issues or those complaints. And I felt that it is imperative for us to treat this particular topic today, because it's also a source or a bone of contention between some couples. I've heard complaints over and over again about, spouses talking about, oh, he will just go out. I don't know where he's going. He won't inform me about his movement. Another one will say, oh, my wife, she doesn't tell me where she's going. I just realized that she doesn't come back until night, and she wouldn't tell me where she was going before then. Now, so I want us to look at that topic today, permission. Do you really need to take permission from your spouse before an outing? I know that that word permission is a strong word. Yes, we know. I mean, permission means so many things to so many people, but in a nutshell, it's simply a clearance. I mean, getting a clearance or running your movement, your outing by your spouse, running it by them is the bottom line. And after running it by them, you want or you seek to get a clear cut answer or response from them, whether a yes or a no for you to go or not. Now, I've heard quite a number of people say, oh, as a man, you don't need to take permission from your wife. For what reason? Is she my mother? Why would I take permission? Why would I run my movement by her? Some find it ridiculous, some find it absurd. Others believe that, oh, you should just inform him or her, just inform them that, hey, this is where I'm going and I'm off. Really? Is that how it's supposed to be? I know that many of us grew up maybe in an environment or in a home where you can go out anytime as much as you can. No one questions your movement. You are not accountable to anyone. You just move around, you go about your own daily activity. No, you are not answerable to anyone. That is the upbringing that some got. But the thing is, once you now get married, it's a different ball game, in the sense that you now have someone that you are accountable to. You now have someone, whose heart may be unsettled when your whereabouts is unknown to them. Because this married thing or this love thing has to do with the matter of the heart. You want to pay attention to the things that you do in the marriage. You don't just want to do things anyhow that will cause pain, discomfort, heartache to the one you claim you love or you married. So it's expedient for you to discuss beforehand, for you to run your movement beforehand with your spouse. I mean, there are some movement that is just a very short one, maybe going to the stores, going to the market. Oh, I just want to drive down the road to get some medicine from the pharmacy. Oh, I just want to get some drinks. I just want to, those are short ones that you can just inform your spouse, you know, the same day to say, oh, I just want to drive down to get this. I just want to. But when it has to do with um, maybe some serious outing, embarking on journeys, you don't just want to wake up that same day and say, oh, you know what? Um, I'm off to Abuja, or I'm off to Kano, or I'm off to this place, and I'm off. You can't stop me. I'm off. Now, the thing about that is, I don't think there is any spouse that will be comfortable with that, or that will be happy with that kind of a culture of you just waking up and saying, oh, I'm off to this place without any prior notice, without prior engagement, without discussing it, running it by you beforehand. I know some other spouses don't mind, some people don't mind because they grew up that way, so they care less if you tell them or not. I mean, you can just go out at any time, come back at any time. They care less. They will not even question or ask you, where did you go? But in an ideal situation where there is truly love, where there is unity, where the communication lines are open, I mean, we should be able to have that conversation that, see, this is a trip I'm planning. This is something I'm thinking about, or this is where I'm thinking about going, and it's usually safer. It's in your own best interest to always discuss it with your partner, because two good heads are always better than one. You might be thinking, oh, innocently, oh, it doesn't really matter, let me just go, attend that function, or let me just go hang out with friends. But your partner may be saying something else. They may see that, where you are going is not good for you, and they have the right to say, my dear, you know what? I don't think you should go. I mean, I don't think you should go. And when they say that, you want to ask, Okay, is there any reason for that? When they let you know their reason, if it's good enough, I think a wise man or a wise woman should listen. I mean, should obey your spouse to an extent, regardless of whether she's the wife or the husband. I mean, so long you both are tied together in marriage, you should be able to listen to one another. You know, I used to know one woman many years back that she always says that, see, there's one big prayer she prays, and that's the prayer that she will never um, in her life, that she always prays to God that she will not marry a man who will not listen to her, and that God will not let her raise children that will not listen to her. Now, that is a big prayer, because we might be looking at it like, oh, why listen to her? Oh, why trying to get a nod of yes from her? Oh, who is she? Is she my mom? You know, but somehow women can be intuitive. They tend to see things, they tend to pay attention to details, they tend to know if where you are going is good for you or not. You may not be saying it. I mean, so when they say, I don't think you should go, I think you can postpone this trip, I think you shouldn't go alone, I mean, when you want it by them, then it would be in your own best interest to do that, because it's even safer. You know, it even helps to know where you are going, where you are per time. And even when you get to your destination, you still need to keep communication lines open to say, oh, I've gotten there, this is where we are now, this is how long I'm going to be staying for, and I'll soon be back. You know, those are very important. And the same way, a wife cannot just wake up in the morning and you just say, oh, I'm off. I'm just going out, I'm just going out. No, it shouldn't be the same way for the men, because I've seen quite a number of men say, oh, why should I take permission? So the question I want to ask you is, how would you feel if the wife you married also says, oh, so why should I take permission from him for my movement? And she just wakes up to say, you know what, I'm off. I'm off, and they are off, and you don't know their whereabouts. Excuse me, we are talking about a loved one here. We are talking about someone who is more or less like your heartbeat. I mean, a serious minded person will be concerned about where you are going. And I would like to say that don't neglect to bring it up. You know, when you keep quiet till the very moment or till the very time that you now want to set out, that's when you are now saying, "Oh, I was actually planning to go to this place and I'm off. I'm going." Now it makes it seem like there's something fishy. You know, it could breed suspicion. Could make your spouse start thinking that, is there something he or she is hiding? How come they didn't discuss it with me before now? I mean, it's just a way of clearing the hair. It's just a way of promoting transparency, trust, openness. It doesn't take anything from you to inform your partner of your movement. I mean, it will even um, build trust, because when you trust each other, I mean, some things may now not become so necessary when you trust each other. But when trust has been broken severally, then it will be appropriate for you to be willing to be accountable. You know, one woman was speaking with me, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, and she was telling me, how this husband has not been there. He's not always around, and when he's around, he doesn't pay attention to her, he doesn't pay attention to the kids. As a matter of fact, they've not had sex in months, and he cares less. He really have time for his kids. And today is Christmas Day. He was at home maybe all day or something, and in the night, maybe at about 8 or 9, he now said he was going out and he wouldn't be back till the next day. The woman said, what? no, this is not going to happen today. And somebody, I think she said she went to hide the car key, or she locked the door and hide the key. So the man could not go anywhere. He was forced to sit at home. Now, I want to believe that for her to have done that, she has her own reasons. I mean, she is the one in the marriage. She's the one going through the pain, going through the discomfort of your absence, of your negligence. So if now she's saying, well, I'm sorry you can't go, then I'm also sorry you may not be able to go, But some people will say, well, you can't really stop an adult from going anywhere, they want to go, which is true. An adult has every right to free movement. However, a reasonable adult, a cultured adult, a cautious adult would know that you need to be accountable, and you need to tell someone about your movement. You need to inform your spouse, especially prior to your movement, that my dear, this is where I'm going. This is a trip I'm planning. This is where I'm going. This is what I want to go and do. I mean, it's just ideal for you to do that. And I also mentioned that for those of us raising children, these children are watching. If you have a child like mine who will always question, well, once he sees you dressing up or taking the car key or approaching the door, he will ask several questions. Where are you going? Where is he going? Where are you going? Mommy, where? He will ask you. And see, if we are not telling each other where we are going, and I'm now like, "Oh, I don't know where he's going," and or he tells him that, oh, I don't know where she's going, then what impression are you giving the child? Because the child will now grow up with that mindset that, well, I mean, people should just go anywhere they want to go without being accountable, without telling anyone. No one should really know my whereabouts, and no one should care less. I mean, so if you are particular about modeling good example to your children, then you want to do it in an ideal manner. You want to make it real by actually informing each other and letting each other know that, see, my dear, I'm going to be away, for some hours, and your absence in the house will definitely affect that spouse. So they will need to make some adjustments when you are away because you are not there. So they will definitely need to make some adjustment while you are away. And because they will need to make those adjustments, and because their heart will be involved as well, it's always good. It's ideal. It's a thing of respect, regard for each other to inform, the other party. Oh man once said that, hey, anytime I go out there, without getting clearance from my husband, maybe she tells her husband that, oh, I would like to go to this place. And the husband said, oh, I don't think you should go. She said each time she disobeys him and she goes ahead, to embark on that trip, that she always return in shame. And I've also heard some men to say the same thing, that they've always returned in shame when they don't listen to their partner. While some would not return anymore, you just find out that they are nowhere to be found. And when the spouse is now being called that, oh, your partner is being involved in an accident, or oh, gunshots, this happened to him or her. But that partner will be like, but I told him not to go. But I told her I don't have proof of going to such a place. I mean, I myself, from life experience, God has kept me or prevented me from getting involved in some terrible things just because my partner said, I don't think you should go. And if you are going to that place, I think you should go with someone. I don't think you should go alone. At times it will be like, "No, I don't think you should go." And see, the honest truth is, I just ask for reasons. And once the reason is reasonable and tenable, I sit down. That is the honest truth. I just sit down and do other things with my time. So, and with time, I always get to see that it was a good decision not to go. It happens that way. So you need to know the kind of spouse you are married to. You need to also understand their language. If they are the type that don't care about your movement, don't care about whether you tell them or not, you can just go anywhere, fine. Then you can go out without informing them. But if it's the one that pays attention to detail, that pays attention to the matter of the heart, that you telling them prior your movement is of a big concern to them, then that is their language. You need to speak that language so that you both can have peace at home, so that there will be lesser quarrel, and you can model good example to the children that see this is how it's supposed to be. You shouldn't just go out from the house without telling anyone where you are going to. I mean, you should, anywhere you find yourself, you should tell someone where you are going to. I remember even in my days of I remember at work. I mean, even at times during break time, if I needed to go somewhere, before once I know I'm going to be stepping out of the building, the office building, that I'm not going to be found anywhere within the building. Before I step out, I must inform someone, maybe my colleagues, maybe the HR. I must let someone know that please, I would like to quickly get someone, even though it's my break time, but I needed to just inform someone about my movement. I mean, it's just a good thing to do for people who have really cultured themselves and developed themselves, so that no one is looking for you. At times, they might be looking for me, and the others will speak for me, say, oh, she actually said, oh, she wanted to dash down, to the bank, or she was going out of the office, she will soon be back. And that is being accountable. Then a situation whereby you are nowhere to find, everyone is looking for you, doesn't speak well of your person or of your personality. So the ideal thing, how much more a spouse, a partner, someone you claim to love, someone whose heart is involved with you. You want to carry them along. So I think I've said a lot. There is no hard and fast rule to it. It's actually a tricky one. But like I said, know what your partner wants. If your partner is the I don't care type that cares less about your movement, then that is fine. That is who they are. Then if you don't tell them, they are not hungry. If you don't inform them, they they won't pick a quarrel with you. So that is the kind of partner you have. So you can afford not to tell them and they will be fine. But the honest truth is, if you have the kind of partner that wants to know your movement, that cares about everywhere you are going, that is their own language. You don't say, oh, they are domineering, oh, they are the, no, that is their own language. And you have to speak their language if you want peace, in your home. So that is very important. Paying attention to the kind of partner you marry is very, very important. They won't say you shouldn't go, but for some others, they might say, don't go, especially when they see that where you are going is not good for you. It may endanger your life, or they foresee some mishaps happening to you. They will tell you, don't go. It's in your own best interest not to go, to listen and to stay back. We will always have opportunities, to go another time. I'd like to stop here today. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do enjoy your holiday. Hopefully, we should resume posting tomorrow. I think I've gotten quite a number of cases. I just wanted that time off, but we should resume back tomorrow posting, then for the new year, we'll go on another break. Thank you so much for this joining us. I remain your host, Malai and Okuti. Don't forget to leave us a like, a comment, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are yet to do so. Till we meet again.